what I hope it does is that I hope it kind of makes a bit more sense about why Irish music's got the restrictions it has, and also why it sounds the way it does. Because I mean, Mick's spot on with that. Is that you can start anywhere. And you get different modes. You know, the term mode is actually quite wrong, really. I think mixolydian are the correct ones, sort of thing. But I did not study any of this music, and a lot of it's done by ear.
It's very confusing, Tad, because different people teach modes in different ways, and there are different ways of looking at it. The jazz guys think of modes very differently to the rest of us. You know, they've got their own way of dealing with modes, so they'll play a different mode over different chords,
Yeah.
and they know all of the, it's very different. Classical theory is another way, and you can get, if you start talking in one way to somebody who's playing different music, it
Yeah.
gets very confusing.
No, I couldn't agree more.
So your way of explaining that for this music is probably best left as you are doing it. The only
Yeah.
thing I might say is, if we take your D whistle again that you were doing, and if you start on the second, you've got the minor mode
For
that you were
E.
teaching, and if you start on the fifth, you get the major mode in the same, just as you were teaching it earlier.
On the fifth.
So that will be A.
That's that one there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't that one doesn't actually work as a scale on the.
Right. So
I've got to bend a note to get a major
yeah.
scale there.
So you get both modes out of the same scale. One will be minor, the first one is Dorian, and the second one is your Mixolydian,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
starts on the fifth, which is why you get that major sound or minor sound depending where you start the scale.
Yes, I'm with you. Yeah, absolutely.
And it's best to leave it there probably. But if you know classical theory, it can help identify where you've got the flat seven and where you haven't.
Yeah,
The
no,
flat third and the sharp and the major third.
absolutely. I think the thing is to kind of I mean, here's an expansion on it, lads. Everything Mick you just said there is spot on. I think the thing to grasp is that it's not always set in stone with a lot of these tunes, and especially if you're playing music with yourself, that you can't shift from one to the other. So I'm obeying no rules here, lads. So, but it works. Do you see what I mean? I'm mixing the two. What does feel weird is then if that's kind of like the halfway point that I'm going, I'm almost if we take what I was saying to Jan the other day about these sort of four horsemen thing, and you've kind of got major and minor either side of each other here, and you've got major major modal, minor modal. It's almost like you can cross between 3, which is what I was doing there, but then trying to bring it over to 4. Fuck it, take that all back. It kind of works in a weird way. Obviously, though, you can't just randomly start doing that with a tune. But I suppose what I'm kind of sort of trying to demonstrate is that you could, helping you getting more familiar with those sounds and what those chords mean. Because I think one of the things why folk musicians just don't spend that much time thinking about the theory of stuff. It's just something that they hear and they do. There's a lot of limitations with folk musicians. I mean, I've got more limitations than I'd care to mention, but the feel factor is always the most important thing for a folkie, I suppose. And it's just familiarizing yourselves with those chords. So I mean, we've kind of delved into sort of theory quite a bit there, but hopefully by as Niall said just a few minutes ago, hopefully by sort of understanding this and how this works and this and its limitations, because this is actually not very limited. I mean, forget the fact that you've got a capo, which really takes makes it so much easier, and the possibilities and different ways of doing things are endless. But even without the capo, it's very versatile. It can do any key. Whereas this, you've got to be so able to bend notes left, right, and center to get a chromatic scale out of this, to the point where even the best whistle players and stuff, they just have different size whistles that just kind of go up in size as you go. I mean, these are two D instruments here, and this is a high D, and this is a low D. But in my bag over there, I've got an A whistle and stuff. So if you understand the limitations of folk instruments, it should give you a better idea about where you might be going with your keys and stuff. But again, do mess around with that, because you can come up with some really great sort of folk folk sounds. I mean, just I'm using all 4 of those keys there, those things there to kind of, it's almost a little bit of a montage, if you will, a soundtage. And the other thing is to start having a look at different songs and stuff, because we were looking at Jan's songs that he's been singing. So Jan, can you remember we did Foggy Dew?
Yeah.
And we figured out which one of these 4 is it, and then it just gives us a bit more of a sort of like understanding of how that works. And then you understand that you can actually then change certain aspects of it so that it doesn't always have to fall the way you've heard it and it's been written. That's one of the great things about folk music. It doesn't always have to be the way you think it is. So one of the great classics is, just take this one. There's no reason why you couldn't see if you can put something like that in there, which is just basically changing it from. Sail away on the 23rd of June. Changes the whole vibe of the song, but it's something that you could have as a bit. It's like a prerogative of yours if you're writing it, to think, oh, I'll just change that to instead of, sorry, my computer's just saving the last video. So it's just something to think about, guys. Let's very quickly, what I'll do is just mute you. I'm just gonna grab your guitars, and this one will be in D and D modal. So so if you stick your capos onto the nut, just think about where you're going with this modal thing, and have a go with it. Internet is unstable. Get stable. Okay, it's a funny one, that tune, because you'd think it was in the modal, but in the second part, Goes to the C natural there. C sharp, sorry. Okay, so that kind of thing. It's like or it was in modal, but I thought it was in modal. So that's kind of going. Oh, okay, so it's not, you're not going for that chord there, because that would clash with that if that was a whistle player playing that. Definitely clash with it. So you could go to the number 4 instead. At some point, hopefully, we'll be able to get back into the same room together, and it'll be easier then if I can play along with you guys, because it's getting to that point now where it's kind of desperate for that, so I can actually hear what you're doing when we're backing. Let's leave it there, guys. Just unmute for a second.
What was that last tune, Tad?
Oh God, I haven't got a fucking clue.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's always
Sorry.
always good to challenge you.
I know. I'm so sorry. I just don't know.
Okay. If it comes to you, just send it along, because it is an interesting one.
Yeah. No, it is. Yeah.
Interesting on the whistle and also to play.
Yeah, I'll do a tune pal on it. Best thing. Yeah. Okay. So nice one. I will. Sorry about last week's recording. I just had a busy week trying to find it. I'll try and send it with this one, but I've recorded this one properly and everything, so I'll get that across to you. So yeah, see you all next week.
Cheers, guys.
All
Thanks
right,
very much.
Cheers.
Okay.
If you can find last week's, Taddy, if you can find last week's, it's got that jig triplet thing which I want to practice.
I'll have a look, man. I'll have a look for it. I will. Oh, and Mick, well done on that tune that you were backing.
Oh, thank you. It's
no, it's very good. Lovely stuff, man. Right, guys. I will see you soon.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye.
bye.
Battery 40%. Connected to Chad Sargent iPhone.
How are you?
How
How are you?
All
I'm
right.
all right. How are you? Yeah, I'm good.
It's Maggie. Maggie,
Good.
how are you? Hello.
I don't see a Maggie. Or maybe I'm in the wrong screen. Ah, okay, cool. Oh, okay. That's strange.
Maggie, can you unmute?
Yeah, can you hear me?
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm great. Thank you very much. Can I join you?
How nice to see you,
Can.
Maggie.
Of course you can. Loving the glasses.
Thank you. Pardon?
Loving the glasses.
Oh, yeah. I know Gina.
Hi.
Hello, Gina. Hi, Gina.
Hi, hi, Maggie.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. You?
Good.
Ditto the
Thank you.
glasses, yes.
Great to see you.
Ah,
Lovely to see you.
thank you.
Dad, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Any news of sessions starting again at the Irish Centre? Is that
Oh,
too much to
God,
hope for?
I wish.
Okay.
I don't know whether they'll be starting again this year, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Well, I just, yeah, it's desperate, guys. I am absolutely gagging for a tune. I really am.
Yeah.
Like a good tune, and just, you know, one where we don't have to sort of be worried about patting each other on the back or anything like that. I just love to actually just sit down, have the crack, and just have a few drinks and
Yeah.
not worry about contamination except for alcohol.
Yeah, because I think I've never actually played with other musicians. It's like, I think that's my next step, really.
It's so unfair on you. It really is, because it is 100% your next step. And you know, a lot of us here have done the sessions already, Gina. So it's I think it's very unfair.
Wow.
But when you do go to your first session, you'll be doing all of these amazing tricks and flash things on the Boweron, and people will be like, "Where did she come from? Oh my God!" in an American accent, obviously. So
Obviously, yeah.
it'd be grand. It'd be grand. So you know, take heart on that front. Blimey, everybody's tuning in today. As soon as the weather gets bad, everyone's back to the Boweron. So let's do a wee bit of a warm up, guys. I want to do the reels and the jigs. Okay, so we'll start with the reels. Everyone unmutes. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Yeah, just so you know, we've got 5 minutes left on this one, and then everyone sign back into the same link when we run out of time. So